If you did not register your Bitrix24 account yet, or if you have not downloaded our on-premise editions, visit bitrix24.com or .eu or .de or .es, .fr or any other domain zones and register your account now. Okay, 13 excuse me, I've already spent on the slides, and let me start with the live demo. Again, I do have a webinar and we have videos that explain how to customize all menus for yourself and for your fellow employees. I just want to show you that if you're going to be using Bitrix24 primarily for tasks and projects, then you'll need to switch your primary tool and the interface will rearrange automatically, and anytime you access your Bitrix24 account, you will be greeted by tasks, not by CRM or by activity stream. And again, this menu right here is fully customizable as well. We do have videos about that. The second thing you need to do is you need to go, obviously you have to be an admin. You need to go to subscription and activate free demo for 30 days. This presentation is done on our demo portal that has professional plan enabled, and several features are available only to commercial users. I will try to remember to distinguish which is and isn't available on the free plan, but you do need to activate your free 30-day Bitrix24 professional trial in order to try some of the features. Obviously, you will need to invite users if you just registered your Bitrix24, and I do have all of that explained in previous webinars. So let me just jump into it and let's create a task. Obviously, I can click here, new task, but there's also a plus sign right here, and I'm going to create my first task. This is going to be task numero uno. If I need, I think it's called Visual Editor. It is available to you. It means you can, play with font size. You can underline them, make them italics. You can add files, links, so on and so forth. This is where it's done. I'm going to create a task from scratch, even though I am able to create a task from template as well. I will be talking about templates briefly. If I want to add checklists, I can do that. There are various instances, because we support unlimited subtasks. For something complex, I would create a parent task and multiple subtasks. But if it's something really basic and I want to make sure that nothing gets forgotten, then I will use checklists. So this option is available to you. Okay, let's talk about roles. In our project management solution, we have 4 roles. Role number 1 is task author, the person who has created the task. The second role is responsible person. So that's the person who is going to be responsible for finishing, for completing this task. And then 2 other roles are participants and observers. Participants are people who are assisting in the task, so they are actually doing something. Observers, on the other hand, they do not participate in the task, but they do want to be informed about progress. They want to see when new comments are added or any status changes. So I can add participants and observers as well. Let me pick Mark and Yana, and I do want to let you know that I can also, if I'm working with people who are not part of my intranet or extranet account, if they're not intranet or extranet users, I can actually enter an email here. For example, and then this person will be participating, or I didn't click it, but anyway, that's how it's done. This person will be participating via email. We do have videos about that as well. What else? I just want to make sure that, oh, you see this pin here means that the entire task creation form can be customized. So if you want to delete certain fields, fields, you want to add certain fields, this is available to you. Okay, so I can add deadline if I need, let's say January 31st, and I do have time planning options as well, so I can start date on a certain number of let me start on the 18th, and I can enter 2 here, 2 days, and then the finish date will calculate itself automatically, or I can simply select the end date here. Okay, I can hide options. These options here is what they mean. The responsible person can change deadline option is pretty self-explanatory. Sometimes you do not want the person who's responsible to change the deadline, but then there are other instances where it makes sense to give people an option to change the deadline. The respect work hour and workday option is here. It means that the task is scheduled only for the work hours and the work days. Of course, you need to go to your internet settings and let the system know when you have weekends and holidays and when is your working time parameters. And if this option is enabled and I have a task that takes 12 hours to complete that starts on Friday, that task will be automatically scheduled for Monday as well, because the system knows that you do not work on Saturday and Sunday. Add to favorites, I will show you how to add the task to favorites by other means. Add to working day plan. The working day plan is this time clock right here. That is hidden by the slider right now. Derive task dates from subtask dates means that the start date of the first subtask and the end date of the last subtask act as the start and finish for the parent task. And this option is something that you've asked us for a very long time, and we have added last year, is automatically complete parent task when all subtasks are completed, and vice versa. So if this task is a part of the project or work group, I would simply select it here. And as I've mentioned, we do give you resource management options, so you're able to allocate certain number of hours. Let's say client paid you for 2 hours of your work. Let's say you're a law firm or a consultant. Then you can say that the allocated number of hours, the planned time is 2 hours, and then you will track actual time and compare if you've spent more or less time in reality than was planned or allocated. Task reminders are available to you as well. You can create as many reminders as you need for myself, for a responsible person via chat or email. Just, you know, when you set alarm clock and you set it for 6 o'clock and 6:15 and 6:25, that's kind of thing you can do in Bitrix24 as well. If you want to make sure you look at the task just before the deadline, during the deadline, this is available to you. We do have repeating tasks and task templates. Let me briefly explain the difference between the two. The repeating tasks repeat themselves at regular intervals. For example, when I worked as a student, I got paid bi-weekly on, I think, the second and the fourth Friday was when I would get my paycheck. So if I'm an accountant, I can create a task and set it to repeat every second, every fourth Friday to do the payroll. The templates are different. Templates are for tasks that are going to repeat themselves, but you're not sure when. For example, if you're hiring and firing employees, it makes sense to create a task for onboarding or for departing with the person, because you do know that the steps are the same, but you're just not sure when the next person is going to get hired or fired. Okay, the Gantt chart, I will show you how to connect tasks inside the Gantt chart, but you can do it here as well. I can tie the task to a CRM entities, let's say for a deal. I do prefer to create a task from inside the CRM because then this connection is created automatically. I can make a task a subtask of another task. I can add tags. And I can create custom fields as well. This option is available starting with Bitrix24 standard plan. And many of you wanted to have the budget field inside tasks. I've just created it, but I can add another custom field. Let's call it color. So $1,000. Color is green. And I can add dependent tasks. So this is creating a task. Let me take this thing off. This is not going to be a repeat task. Here's how I can save task as a template. Right here. Okay, I think because it's numeric, I don't think it'll let me save with the USD, but let's see if it happens or not. Okay, so the task has been created. Let me go into the task section right here and explain what all of those things are. Actually, maybe I should go and actually I should have opened the task, but let me open this one and just show you that on the right hand side you can either edit items here by clicking edit, or you can look at this right hand section and change things here. You can add or change responsible people, you can add participants, observers, tags. Time tracking is right here. I can also add time manually if I want to, and the history of changes is here. Okay, now let me explain all of those things right here. As I've mentioned, Bitrix24 Bitrix24 lets you work with the preferred methods. So if you a lot of you prefer work with lists, especially because you can perform group actions here. For example, if my designer got sick and I need to rearrange, I need to reassign all of his or her tasks to another person, I would use the filter to find tasks assigned to this person, and then I would change responsible person. I can perform group actions in the list view, and I can customize the grid for the list view as well. So let me just do this. If I want to switch to the Gantt view, I can. This is the Gantt view, and I can create, task dependencies if I want to. Whoops. Why aren't you letting me do that? This is the finish to finish dependency. We support all 4 dependency types. finish to start, start to finish, start to start, finish to finish. If I want to work with my planner, so this is, we have two types of Kanban views. One is for the projects and one is your personal planner. So let me add another column, 2 weeks. Change the color. And I can also create a task from here. There are multiple ways I can add tasks inside Bitrix24. Inside calendar, here, here, here. Oops. I wanted to delete it, but anyway. So my planner is here, and the stages that I create for my planner are for myself. So if I have 12 people, they can all create their own stages, and each of us will have individual number of columns in planner. However, each one of us like to do that. I'm going to delete the column that I've just created. If I'm working with the Kanban view, then if I add another column, then it will be added for all participants of this particular work group or project. It works the same way. Okay, Gantt list, I've shown you this. Okay, so all of your tasks are here, and you are seeing these counters. If you use mobile apps, and I have no doubt that you do, you know that a counter means that there's something that requires your attention. Maybe you got a new message or something of that nature. So we do have counters as well, and the counters show that a task is overdue, or it doesn't have a deadline and we think it's a problem, or you've created a task that requires your approval and the person responsible for the task has completed it, and now you have to look at this task and either accept it or reject it. We do have a video about our filter, and there are a number of ways you can filter tasks. You can customize the filter itself if you want to. We have videos how this is all done, how to add fields here, how to set the filter for everyone. And filter is really, really, really powerful. I do like our filter a lot, especially if you're working with a lot of tasks. By the way, I did forget to show you that each of the tasks, even though it has a name, it has a number as well. And you know, a lot of project management professionals, especially designers, who remember tasks by their number, not by the name. So the filter works by number as well. Okay, so the tasks in progress are here. If you have been added as a participant, it's under assistant view. If you have created a task, then it's here, and by default the filter will add what's the word I'm looking for? In progress status for you. Let me switch to the list view rather than planner, because there are more tasks available here. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button, excuse me. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry myself because there are so many features I want to show you. If you are an observer, then this is available under the following filter. Your projects, if you want to create projects, that's here. I will be showing you this. I did show you the Kanban view for projects. Let me show you two cool things that actually four that I like the most. Okay, the supervising view. because I have set the company structure where I am at the top, I'm the CEO of this account, I can see tasks for all of my subordinates and all of the departments. This option is available to you absolutely free of charge. We do not charge anything for the company structure. In here, I can click at, let's say, Human Resources Department and see how many tasks they have. Again, the counter's here. I can look at Andrew and find out what's going on. How come there are so many tasks with counters? This person has 5 overdue tasks. Something is obviously wrong. Okay, another thing I really like about Bitrix24 is the newly released efficiency indicator. Of course, this is a demo portal. That's why my efficiency is 100%. The efficiency indicator is available both for employees for personal efficiency and for groups or projects. And it shows you how many tasks were completed within the deadline without any objections. So you can actually build KPIs based on that. You can require that efficiency has to be at least 90%, means that 9 out of 10 tasks has to be completed without deadline violations or other objections. I also like the task involvement view. It shows me who's working on which projects, which tasks, and if there are overlapping tasks, then I can, I've created a number of tasks for myself, so I can look at the task. It helps you manage employees' work time more efficiently and helps you plan your workload. You can see who's doing what and if there have any time slot available. To be frank, I'm not sure if this option is available on the free plan. I think it should be, but if you don't see it, activate demo mode and you will be able to play around with it. Okay, so the reports, you can create your own custom report if you want to. You can import report template from a CSV file. I did want to show you the employee resource track and workload management graph. Remember, I've mentioned that you can enter how many hours are planned for the task for the project and then track how much time was actually spent. This is where it's done. Google Bitrix24 employee workload management and you will find a blog post article about this. But here I can see that for myself, 19 hours were planned and I've actually spent 4 hours, 485 hours. So this is the type of reports that's really important if you have a contract that says that you have $5,000 to do this and that, and you hire freelancers, pay them by the hour. You need to do the calculation how many hours of designer works or web developer work were planned and how much work was actually done. Okay, I think we're done. Let me just show you where the templates live, and if I can create templates for myself, and I can also make them available for others if I want to on a commercial plan, and I can create a task from the template as well. So if I create a task and I select create task from template, I've just created a task from the template. Okay, let me look at my list. I want to make sure that I do not forget anything. Okay, let me, before I go into projects and work groups, let me go to activity stream and show you that I am able to create a task from so suppose this is a post. I can create a task from the post. I can also create a task from a comment. And I can also create task from chat as well. Obviously, this is a quick creation mechanism. I can then click the tasks that I've created and then work on this task later on. Okay, let's go into projects. Let's add a project or a work group. The difference between project and work group at this point is a very simple one. A project has the start date and the end date. Everything else is, in terms of features, is the same. You're able to have project, work group activity stream, calendar, project drive, project Kanban board, project calendar, project wiki, media gallery. You're able to create projects or work groups that are open to everyone, or they can be made private, meaning that they will be visible only to those who are invited. And you can also create extranet projects, external projects and extranet work groups, meaning you will be inviting extranet users, external users who will only have access to that particular projects and not any other part of Bitrix24 account. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. Because it's a project, not a work group, it will have a start date and end date. I'm the project owner. I can add moderators if I want to. I can invite a certain number of employees or departments. And because this is an external project, extranet project, I can also invite external users. So I can add an email here. More features are available here. What do I need to have inside my projects? I determine here. The lists is the premium feature that is for managing approvals, expense tracking. If you want to learn more about records management inside project, contact a local Bitrix24 partner. They will be happy to demo this. I'm not gonna go into this in this particular webinar because it's already 40 minutes. And I also can select certain options here. Okay, I've created my first project. And I can perform certain actions there as well. So if I want to edit settings, this is where I configure granular access rights, who can do what. Certain rights are determined by, not here, but actually inside the drive or inside the calendar. I just want to show you that this option is available to you. Let me go back. And I can switch between projects and work groups if I want to. I can also archive a project if I want to, if it's completed, and the closed project will be stored as well. So let me show you that inside your project you have activity stream where discussions happen. You have tasks, Kanban board. The project has its own calendar. And by the way, the tasks can be displayed in the calendar as well, your personal tasks in your personal calendar. Another thing I forgot to mention that you should know is when you create a repeating task, let's say you create a task that repeats every Monday and you look in your calendar and you see it only once. This is because the task will be added to your calendar on the day when this task is created. So if you created a task that has to repeat 10 times every first Monday, don't worry that you don't see in your calendar for future Mondays. When the time comes, it will be added to your calendar. This is a technical limitation that you have. We do have a separate video that explains how document management works, and this is the project drive. I just want to show you that you can share files, you can set various access permissions for it. Project has chat, conversations is the same as the activity stream, media gallery, and lists. Okay, I think I am done with projects and work groups. Okay, I've talked about calendar, but we do have video added recently that shows you how calendars are created, how they are accessed. We have a very convenient schedule view that shows me what's happening. Pretty much the same slider interface. I can sync my calendar with Google Calendar if I want to. I can configure various settings here as well. And here I can subscribe to calendars of other projects and work groups if I want to. Here I've decided to display my tasks in my calendar as well. Okay, CRM, I wanted to show you, oh, I forgot, here's what I forgot. Okay, remember I said that Bitrix24 supports email to task and, email to task and task to email. I showed you how to add email recipients to your task. Let me show you how to create tasks from email. If you go to your profile, here's the email address. If you forward an email to that address, a task will be created. You can also create an activity stream post from by forwarding email, but this is how to create a task from email. This option is currently available only not for projects, but only for yourself. So you have to, each user has this secret email address. When you forward email to that address, a task will be created by yourself, for yourself. Then you will need to go inside that task and edit things like, change the responsible person or add it to a project, for example. Okay, CRM. You can create a task inside pretty much any CRM entity, or most, leads, deals, and when you do this, it will be automatically tied to that particular CRM record. So I've just created a task. I can start working on it if I want to. I can add time manually, like I've mentioned. And this exclamation means that the time was added manually. And now I see that the task has been created right here. Okay, I think I just pray that I did not forget anything, because there's so much stuff available to you inside Bitrix24. Okay, I think yes, I did show you everything that I did want to show you. Okay, let's go over it. In Bitrix24 free plan, you have 12 users who are able to use tasks and projects. The number of communication tools are unlimited. So if you have people who only need to use chat or activity stream, you can have as many people in your free account as you want to, but only 12 of those will have access to business tools like tasks or CRM. The free plan has 5 task dependency limit, means that when you go to Gantt chart and create dependencies on the free plan, you can have 5 dependencies. And if you go and if you upgrade to a commercial plan, then you are able to have unlimited dependencies. Custom fields inside tasks are available only on standard plan. I do want to stress that custom fields inside CRM are available for free. There is a little bit of confusion which custom tasks are being talked about. So custom fields inside tasks are not free. Custom fields in CRM are free. And I think this concludes this webinar. Again, I do encourage you to A, subscribe to our YouTube channel, B, watch previous webinars, C, share this video with your friends and colleagues who need to learn how Bitrix24 works. And I do hope that I did manage you to convince you that Bitrix24 indeed is the most free task and project management platform on the market right now. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.